Ash Ketchum. Hero, eternal 10-year-old, champion. From the community punching bag to one of the franchise's most loved characters, regardless of your thoughts on Ash, he is equally as iconic as the Pokemon brand itself. So with Ash's journey reaching its highest stakes yet in 2022, what are the chances that this could be his send-off season? Let's talk about it. Good morning everybody, good morning, it's JPR and welcome back to another video. With Pokemon Scarlet and Violet just being revealed with a late 2022 release date, it's fair to say that we're approaching our final 40 episodes of the current Pokemon anime series. Maybe even fewer than that given the extended break the anime had to take in 2020. And for those who haven't kept up with the current anime, in a nutshell, after Ash finally became a league champion in Alola, he decided to travel the world and enter the Pokemon Coronation series, also known as the World Championships in the subs. Here, Ash is taking on strong foes ranging from gym leaders such as Bea and Karina, to past rivals like Paul, to champions like Iris and Cynthia. And boy, you better believe there's going to be a nuclear meltdown on the internet when Ash presumably defeats Cynthia in the Masters 8. Because it's already been incredibly foreshadowed that Ash will face Leon in the finals for the title of the world's greatest trainer. As of recording this video, Ash is currently ranked 15th in the world, and that number will likely rise pretty soon. So this got me thinking, what will even be left for Ash to accomplish after this tournament ends, regardless of the outcome? If Ash wins, he literally has nobody left above him. He may not classify himself as a Pokemon Master just yet, but how would they possibly form a story around the unbeatable Ash Ketchum? Now sure, if he comes back next gen, he'll more than likely leave his current powerful team behind in favor of newer, untrained Pokemon to level the playing field a bit, but I feel like it just wouldn't make sense for him to go through the struggles of a normal anime protagonist again in the next series if he's anywhere close to World Champ. And if Ash loses this battle against Leon, then, well, he's still the second best trainer in the world, and it's not like he's going to rematch Leon in Gen 9 because, well, Leon probably won't be relevant anymore. Also, my buddy Raph during our last podcast mentioned that they could tie, which I honestly hadn't thought of that being a possibility. Screw you, Raph, you're ruining my video! I know there's always a chance that they could introduce a character even more powerful than Leon. Perhaps Ash's father finally comes back into the fray, or, God forbid, Tobias comes back. But if you ask me, that's still a little out there. Focusing on this series, though, I think narratively speaking, it makes way more sense for Ash to win against Leon and become world champion. So that's point number one as to why Ash may be replaced at the end of this series. I know they've kept the concept of being a Pokemon Master intentionally vague so that Ash could still hypothetically do more stuff even after becoming the greatest trainer, because technically he's never said that being the greatest trainer makes you a Pokemon Master. In this series alone, Ash has already stated that beating Leon would only be a stepping stone towards this larger goal. But does anyone really expect him to go back to the old gym challenge after being crowned world champ? Ash may say that he's not done yet, but I think there's a limit to what else they can show us and still have it be compelling. I mean, for all we know, Gen 9 could completely abandon the gym and league system and come up with something entirely new for Ash to pursue, but even if Gen 9 does completely upend everything we've come to know about Pokemon, which it kind of looks like it will, I still think there's a fair chance that this could be Ash's final series. Pokemon Journeys just seems to be bringing Ash's adventure full circle in many ways. He's back in the Kanto region primarily, he's had chances to reconcile and resolve things with not only his past friends, but also past rivals. And it's worth noting that the Japanese title of the series is simply Pokemon, the same title as the original series. This isn't Pokemon Double Stuffed Mint Oreos Edition the series, it's just Pokemon. Do not let the Journeys subtitle in English mislead you. It's a break from the norm to do something special for potentially Ash's last journey. And in this series, will he not only potentially claim the crown from Leon, but through his new companion Go, he's getting a chance to learn about every Pokemon in existence, even if he's not the one directly catching them. To be honest though, I didn't really start thinking about Journeys as Ash's final series until I saw the new, and more than likely, final opening. It's an opening jam-packed with references from across all of Ash's adventures, from Ash first meeting Pikachu to his future confrontation with Leon. The possibility of this being Ash's final adventure had always been in the back of my mind, but when I first saw this incredible opening, that's when I realized that that thought may become a reality. Oh god, I'm not used to talking about Pokemon Journeys in such a positive light, I almost threw up in that last take. But jokes and opinions aside, mostly opinions, it really does feel like it's now or never. This is the best opportunity the anime staff have ever had to finally have Ash Ketchum ride into the sunset as the Pokemon master that we all dreamed he would one day become. If Gen 9 comes along and it's Pokemon Scarlet and Violet the series with Ash still around, I don't think the odds of him leaving after that would be nearly as high. Not to mention that when the current series ends later this year, Ash, or Satoshi's Japanese voice actress, Rika Matsumoto, will be 54 years old. And she's not just a voice actress, she's an incredible singer and performer as well. And she actually co-performs the opening song that I just mentioned. She could realistically retire any day now if she wanted to, and in Japan, characters are more tied to their voice actors than in most other cultures. It's not like in the West where we can simply replace Ash's voice actress in the event of a studio switch or another unforeseen event. Plus, that's just the dub, it's not the original language. That's not to say that Japan would never recast a character role, I mean, they've done so dozens of times in the Pokemon anime alone. But Rika Matsumoto is Satoshi. If she feels content to walk away from the role when this series ends, I don't think you could easily replace her like you could with many other performances. Rika also used to play a ton of characters back in the day, but for the past 8 years or so, she's almost exclusively just been playing Satoshi. I know 54 is far from what a lot of us would consider retirement age, but it certainly seems like she's not far from exiting the industry altogether. But if Ash's exit from the series does come to pass, who will ultimately replace Ash? Many believe that his new companion Go is currently being groomed for the passing of the torch, since Go is pretty much the protagonist of the current series. He actually has appeared in one more episode than Ash has, and he's certainly far more important to the plot than any of Ash's past companions. However, I don't think Go will replace Ash as the main protagonist for 3 major reasons. Reason number 1, his goal. Go aims to capture every Pokemon in existence and work his way up to Mew. I don't see him being a character that would suddenly pivot away from that in Gen 9 to challenge gyms in the league. More than likely, I guess that he'd just catch whatever new Gen 9 Pokemon are introduced, but at a much better pace than in the current series. Maybe he could do both, but I simply don't think that's going to make for a compelling protagonist or show. Reason number 2, external factors from both the staff and the audience. Roughly a year ago, the producers of the current anime series revealed in an interview that they honestly have no idea what to do with Go as his journey progresses. How they should handle him meeting Mew, or how they should handle him catching legendary Pokemon in general. Perhaps they've figured that out since then, so it may be a moot point, but the fact of the matter is that Go is easily one of the most divisive characters to ever exist in the anime. Some people love him, some people hate him. I personally like Go, but I also don't feel that strongly towards him. But I think if you pivot away from Ash, a character that people have grown to love, and replace him with one that the fanbase already isn't that hot towards, it's not going to bode well for the future of the anime. Not to mention, Go just isn't nearly as marketable as Ash is. His design doesn't embody the traditional idea of a Pokemon trainer, and his partner Pokemon is Cinderace, who comes from Gen 8. I just really struggle to see him, of all people, being the face of Pokemon going forward. And now we arrive at reason number 3, the most important reason and also the one that is the hardest to change. You can change Go's goal, you can change his design to make him more marketable, and heck, with the right creative team at the helm, you could make him a universally loved character too. After all, as I said at the start of this video, Ash used to be the community punching bag long before Go was. So, who knows, with a new team of writers in the next series and a completely different series structure that lends itself better to character arcs than Journeys does, Go could be redeemed. But none of that is enough to overcome reason number 3. And that's simply that Go is the incarnation of Pokemon Go, a 6-year-old mobile game whose glory days are long behind it. I mean, the game does still have 80 million monthly players, which is nothing to scoff at, but I don't think Go did anything to bring that casual crowd in, as the anime's ratings landslide has continued into this series. But, in fairness, TV ratings are far lower across the board than they used to be. I just think Go is an inherently dated character designed to capitalize on a casual market that has already faded away. He was designed for 2016, but couldn't be introduced until 2019, and now we're just riding out the rest of his tenure. I don't think Pokemon Go is ever going to have a massive second wave in popularity, so from a promotional point of view, I don't think it would be smart to entrust the entire future of the Pokemon anime to a character so closely aligned with an aging mobile game. Again, I don't hate Go like so many others do, I just don't think that he's the man for the job. So, who would Ash's ideal replacement be if not Go? Well, I think it's simple to skip ahead 20 years or so and just have the next protagonist be Ash's son or daughter with a Pikachu of their own. Yeah, I figured it went without saying, but whoever the next anime protagonist is, they need to have a Pikachu. Pikachu is probably the only character who is more iconic than Ash Ketchum, and they would soon rather burn their studios to the ground before they replace it with another Pokemon. And since the new character is simply Ash's kid, you can write an entirely new story and character arc from the ground up without sacrificing the iconic design elements of Ash Ketchum, since odds are they'd look pretty similar to him. I know that having an Ash and Pikachu 2.0 might seem like an incredibly boring route to take, but I'd say it's the most realistic route as far as marketing goes. I mean, there's a reason they made Boruto look and sound almost exactly like Naruto. As for Ash, I think it would be great if he were this legendary trainer who only shows up every once in a while, or they could even make him into the new Professor Oak who just enjoys getting to know Pokemon better, even if they're not his. Which is an element of his character that we've already seen in Journeys, with him being a research assistant at the lab and helping Go care for his excess Pokemon. But I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. Truth be told, I'm not even convinced that Ash will ever leave the anime, even after listing off all of those reasons. Maybe he does lose to Leon, and maybe they just keep introducing stronger and stronger foes for Ash to fight against. Maybe they will recast him in Japan one day and just act like it's no big deal. So if you're not convinced yet, don't worry. I'm not either. I'm just saying that if hypothetically they were ever going to do it, I think now might be their golden opportunity given the circumstances. So, what do you think? Is Ash Ketchum going to outlive all of us, or will he finally be given a satisfying conclusion to his 25-year-long journey and get to rest alongside many of the other great protagonists of anime? I'd love to hear your thoughts down below. But while you're down there, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more videos like this one. I'll see you guys next time.